On the other side of the yard, Natsum unexpectedly ran into Mr. Miharu. Just then, Mr. Notori arrived as well. Upon seeing Mr. Miharu, Mr. Notori immediately stood in front of Natsum to protect him. Mr. Miharu explained that this house belonged to the Miharu family, which was once one of the 11 branches of the Yeri family. However, due to some circumstances, the bloodline had died out, and the house had been left empty. According to the customs of the Miharu family, there was a ceremony called Three Pillars Lord. Every few decades, one of the family's 3 guardian gods would be invited to descend. Therefore, preparations for the ceremony had to be made. Mr. Miharu, being the leader of the family, was leading the members to welcome the 3 Pillars Lord. He mentioned that when Mr. Notori had opened the door and saw the paper doll, he had inadvertently disrupted the ritual. As a result, they needed to prepare everything again. After hearing Natsum's explanation, Mr. Miharu guessed that there were other entities mixed in with the family members, intending to stop the ritual. As compensation for disrupting the ceremony, Natsum and Mr. Notori agreed to stay and help prepare, while also keeping an eye out for the odd one among them. While patrolling the house, Mr. Notori and Mr. Miharu discovered a half-open door. Curiously, they pushed it open and walked in, only to be shoved into the room and have the door locked behind them. They tried to escape through the window, but the room had been surrounded by a barrier, and they couldn't break the glass. Meanwhile, the 3 Pillars Lord had already arrived outside the door. Unable to find Mr. Miharu, the other family members were left with no choice but to recite the welcoming incantation themselves. Natsum and the cat teacher continued to search for suspicious people or monsters. They unexpectedly discovered a pair of hands reaching out from a room. The hands didn't seem to want to harm Natsum, they only urged him to leave the yard. Naturally, Natsum was curious about what was going on, so he pushed open the door and went after them.